Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about Deuteronomy 4, verse 6. So obviously, when we're talking about who the true Jews are, the ones who actually obey God, okay, we're not talking about white Jews or Ethiopian Jews or African American or Igbo Jews per se. We're talking about anyone who obeys God through me. How do we know? Because they're citing the things that I'm telling you to cite, not the things that they're citing. Okay? Because the people who wrote Deuteronomy, who are inferior to me, mind you, way inferior to me, are citing the things that I tell you to cite, not the things that white Jew, Ethiopian Jews, African American Jews are citing. They're saying that surely this is a wise and understanding people. Being wise is different than being knowledgeable about the Bible. Again, being wise is different than merely being knowledgeable when it comes to the Bible. We see that in Proverbs 10, Proverbs 11, and other sections in Proverbs. Proverbs is very much about wisdom. From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom. So we see these Hebrew Israelites, are they righteous? No. They're just clannish people. They're not very honest. They don't have good hearts. We see these, Israelis. We see the Jewish. Are they wise? Are they understanding? No, not at all. The Lord is a warrior. They are not warriors. Mere soldiers, craftsmen, nerds, frat people, what have you, like the rest of the world. Okay, so how do you know I'm right away? Well, in 1 Samuel 17, you see that the Jews fled from Goliath. Why did they flee? Because they didn't have the proper technology? No. Well, in a sense, that is the answer. But the bottom line is that they were not in the Spirit of God. They didn't understand that the Lord is a warrior and that God is the God of the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order, like it says in Job. The hawk spreading its wings by the wisdom of God. By God's wisdom, the hawk was forged and moved along this course. The hawk was used as an example, and the jackal is used as an example of chaos and desolation, deserts, of failing to do God's work, a place that's made a haunt, what have you. So when we see these people cheating me out of my right to lead, and Jews have eyes and ears everywhere, we know they don't understand. When we see them playing dumb as controlled opposition, we know they don't understand. That also goes for the black Hebrew Israelites, Ethiopians, what have you. Are they scrambling to obey God through me? No. Are they Ethiopians in the Mossad and IDF? Okay, certainly there must be, right? I've seen some. Now why don't they get the word out? Why don't they scramble? Because they don't understand why a short righteous life is greater than a long conformist life to the point where they live one. Because they don't have the wisdom to obey God through me. The wisdom to choose to obey God through me and to approach me in a manner that is acceptable. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? They're not observing the commands of God. They're not wise. They're not understanding. So the people who are chosen by God in the Bible, who actually make it all the way to heaven, and no one else has the wisdom to find the kingdom of heaven except for me. And my parents are blameless. See, if they scrambled now, what took them so long? Because obviously they're nowhere near as wise as I am. Nowhere near. Nowhere near as understanding. Nowhere near as obedient. It's pretty straightforward. People try to make excuses for him, but that was God's decision. Obviously I'm angry while I'm in the Spirit of God saying, where are these people? So obviously they're late. See the parable of the 10 virgins. The wise and foolish servant, what have you. So it's pretty straightforward. Later on, we're going to get into how Deuteronomy says anyone who thinks they're a Jew, right? One way or another, because when it says the Jews in the story are cursed for not doing God's work, it's saying anyone who thinks they're a Jew, okay, is also cursed. Because whether or not they're a Jew, they're supposed to be doing God's work. We say in Galatians 3:28, Galatians 4, what have you.